Bets are open. Get your predictions in. The goal for today is simple. We are not allowed to set foot in the Holy Mountain or use any of the resources that the Holy Mountains offer. Meaning I can't dig out the spells or anything like that. We are having to get it so that our health bar, instead of showing a number of like 2,000 health, 3,000 health, it has to show the infinity symbol. And we have to do this without setting foot in a single holy mountain. Meaning that editing our wands is going to be very difficult because there's only a few ways to edit without using holy mountains. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a little bit of a risk. If you're curious, it doesn't truly mean infinite. It just means that your number, your health bar is so large, instead of displaying the number, it's just easier to say infinity. That's the goal for today. We'll discuss strategies and all that while we're going on how we're going to pull this off. One more thing, I think we're gonna mute Dunkbot for this run, just in case the videos, the runs any fun at all or any interesting stuff happens. I would like to be able to post it to YouTube. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Don't scream. We can begin our journey. Do you censor your ranting for YouTube content? That is all my YouTube content is 100%, actually 99% rant, 1% sexiness. That's just natural Noita. I can't help it. Noita just is one of those games that you're just like, that looks delicious. That looks sexy.
Stop. What do you mean by that?
The strats, yes. So this is gonna be a bit scary today, actually. So our strats today. First off, the HP part, that part should be decently easy. Shouldn't be too bad. The part that I'm concerned about is getting our ability to edit. Our very first moment to edit will probably be at the lake hut. Whenever we put in the tablet, that'll be our first chance that we get to modify our wands. So that's not going to be for a while. That could be potentially several hours from now. I'm not allowed to go in that portal or even dig to that Holy Mountain area. But if I land here, it'll pop Holy Mountain, infinite HP, not difficult enough for you. And it already did it. I wasn't paying attention. It'll pop up and say Holy Mountain. That part is fine. And exactly, Sports Racer is already starting to brainstorm up some possible alternative strategies. And what he's saying is that we could always head to Snowy Depths early, which is true. We could just go to the far right side over here, across the lava lake, and head down to Snowy Depths, see if there's some resources there that could help us out. Yep, also Wand Mart is going to be something to consider. Before I go, like a lot of the times people think that I have like a set route already in mind. The reality is I'm usually just seeing what stuff is offered up, and then from there I make a decision with what those resources, what resources the game gives me. The moment you have like a set plan, I'm gonna do this, 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 and this, it's like you're not adapting to what the game is giving you. Kind of anti-Noita. Says the man who tried to play bingo by holding strictly to a set plan. No, that is not the plan was my plan is to get to the late game. That's the plan. When I say plan, a strict plan, I mean like if you're saying I'm gonna go to this spot, then I'm gonna dig here, then I'm gonna do this. It's like, huh? It's too refined of a plan. You can have a general plan of like beat the game. Yeah, there's pot healing if Dunk gets lucky too. Yep, exactly. We could. There's several different methods for healing. It's just what is the game gonna offer up to us. Also, don't forget that we do have the dark cave area over here to my left, which if something happens and I was to take a ton of damage right now, I would probably go to it early, but I'd rather not do it right now. I'm mainly looking for a little bit of extra help with digging, which Chaotic Poly, I guess, is potentially a little bit of help with digging. He's spoiling his own future video. How could he? Oh shit, my bad. Oh, there we go. All right, a little bit of unstable telly. We could mix that with the slime and stabilize it. That could potentially be helpful. Does anybody remember where I left that slime flask? Otherwise, I'm gonna be walking through this whole zone again, just looking for slime. Where did I leave that slime flask? You didn't find one? What? I'm pretty sure I found one. Did I? Am I crazy, chat? Are you sure? You found 2 whiskeys? There was a slime flask. Noble says there's a slime flask in the collapsed mines. You guys are lying. How dare you, chat? Noble, thank you. And you know why I believe Noble over you guys? Noble is a first-time chatter. He's innocent. His soul has not been corrupted by your guys' degeneracy. He just wanted to play some Noita. I believe the new guy. Let's go check. It's not a paid chatter. Above and to the right. We got the Firestone. We got the whiskey. There it is. Yep. I knew it. Can't trust you guys. Well, I can trust the new guys, but not all of you guys. All right, pour out some of the unstable teleportatium. And then all you gotta do is, well, there's different ways you can mix this, so I'm gonna do the lazy way, which is just break it and then jump into this. So we took that slime earlier, we scooped a little bit of it into our unstable tele flask, we stabilized it. The only reason I have this though is for mainly emergency purposes. Where I'm gonna go, I decided to go with Walmart just because our opening stuff was like good enough to dig down to Walmart. I think 100%. I think it's, you know, the setup should be that reliable. There's other methods to get down there as well, but this one will be nice. We actually have several ways to go up this mountain. In case anybody doesn't know, you can use the tablet. What you do is you just throw it near your feet, like put your cursor down here. And the moment I throw it, I put my cursor up and I kick. This causes you to like, almost like have a little platform to stand on for a moment. I'm not the greatest at it. I kind of suck, but right now I'm getting lucky. But if you practice it a couple times, it makes it very easy to get up this first jump. Don't forget that another way that you can get this extra levitation, if you were to levitate, like so I'm levitating right now, and then I'm about to run out of levitation, and let's say that I chaotic poly, well, the levitation carries over, and I tried to keep levitating, but I just ran out and fell to the ground. The levitation from the player to the thing you polymorphed in carries the levitation over, but the reverse way does not carry the levitation. Does that make sense? So character to poly, the levitation is consistent. It stays the same, meaning it doesn't help you. However, if you poly first, chill for a moment, then whenever you think it's about to run out, which is like 10 seconds or so, then you start to levitate. This gives you a fresh levitation bar. So character to poly, bad. Poly to character, good. We can grab the heart here if we wanted to. We're gonna hold off, I think, maybe. This is the tricky thing about No Holy Mountain runs, is there actually ends up being some strategy about when you grab health. Because normally you see a heart, you grab it. Obviously, you're just like, hey, 25 health, might as well grab it. But in a No Holy Mountain run, the more health you have, and this is true for all Noita, the more health you have, whenever you take certain kinds of damage, it does percent damage. So if you grab a heart, that means fire hurts you more. If you grab the hearts right whenever you're about to heal, then you don't have to deal with all the negative effects and you still gain the positive. No Holy Mountain runs have so much variance that it's hard to tell when is the optimal moment to grab hearts. Because you're like, hey, I'm going to grab the hearts before I heal, but you don't know when you're going to heal necessarily. Sometimes you do. I mean, you can have some plans, but right now I don't know when our first heal is going to be. So leaving that one heart behind. So is the plan for HP just Cessation and Heart Mage? Pretty much. Cessation, Heart Mage, and Infinite Worm Farm. This is a heart that we don't have to do any digging for, so we don't have to waste any TNT. It's a free heart. I guess I'll grab this one since we don't have to dig for it, but it may have been smarter to wait and grab this after we leave the Walmart area. The only reason I'm grabbing it ahead of time is there is a chance that we can find a heal down here. And if we do come across a heal, I would like to be able to use it immediately. Where are you going? We're going to Walmart. I was going to around this area because sometimes there's some pretty good sized gaps. Was this gap good? Was there any good gaps there? I was kind of half paying attention. If you can find a good gap, you should use it because it can help you get down pretty deep without even using any digging. Do the better one so we can learn. I'm doing the one that's more realistic to do in your everyday run. Black holes to kind of separate ourselves a bit. Don't go back that way, please. That's enough distance there. I think looks like there's an escape point here. I'm gonna use our starter wand. This black hole usage is crazy. Well, the thing is, I'm trying to kind of break away from this area here. I'm just looking for, there's like these little kind of open tunnels, and the key is just getting to one of those. Those will usually give you some good access. All right, we got to be very careful. And also, one of the things is I like to get away from this top area quickly if I can, because that's where all the mages like to hang out, and they're one of the most dangerous things about this area. Also, you're probably laughing at our wand, saying how the hell do you expect to be able to survive in there with that little garbage wand? But the thing is, if we find wands down here, that means that we can just look for one that hopefully doesn't need to be edited and can just be used as is. There's a heal. That is pretty big. So we have a heal bolt on the table. I'll grab this for now. I'm also going to put down our chaotic poly. And we'll have an invis in case we need it to try to sneak around for something. Wow, piercing as well. There's a piercing invis. Let me head up a little bit. Yeah, piercing and healing this early is pretty crazy. Invis. I don't think the invis is like super useful here, but I'm just saying there may be like a mage or something that I need to be like sneaking by them, you know? All right, the reason I went up here is I do want to lay down some of our stuff that I don't want to just throw on the ground and lose it. Did I see piercing invis? My bad. Piercing invis. Piercing healing bolt. We're going to need that. And then the invis to get around. Well, there's the piercing. Holding that tablet probably would have been smarter. You can use that to get around. Okay. Let's not burn away my HP, please. 2 leg bunkers lets him edit after the Mask of Master drops an edit. So yeah, there is a point, hopefully, if the run goes according to plan, that we will be able to kill a boss that actually drops the ability to edit wherever you're at. So this area can be a little bit odd because people, like newer players, they usually ask, do enemies spawn in Noita? And the general answer is no. Like enemies, you know, they have their set spots that they initially load in. And then from there, new enemies don't really spawn. You don't kill one, a new enemy spawn in, kill another one, it doesn't work like that. You kill them and it removes them. These guys, however, these little, what Latali's calling the funeral bells, these guys actually do spawn in this zone. They only have like little specific points that you'll notice them kind of like spawning in repeatedly. Sorry, I'm glancing at my wands and stuff while I'm waiting for him to move around correctly. Or in a better spot, I should say correctly. Surprised we haven't found a better wand for clearing stuff yet. Usually you find some kind of wand for spamming damage. Oh no, 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 no! Wow. I took some serious damage right there. Man, he moved in an annoying way. I took a shower so I'm not filthy. Don't lie to us. We're not gonna believe your lies, Kuba. See, there you go. There's a much better wand than what we were using. I don't know about much better, but it is better. I don't want to spend too much time near the surface because that's where the mages hang out. And yes, no holy mountain runs are slow. Usually. Very, very slow. Is this a new biome? No, this is the Wanmar area. It's called the Overgrown Caverns. If you haven't seen it much, it's because it is like a zone you have to like go out of the main path to get to. But it is what many people consider maybe the most OP zone in the game in terms of risk reward, because every zone's got a little bit of risk and then like has what you consider the standard payoff, like what kind of resources to expect to get out of it. This one has like amazing resources and there is some risk, but the payoff is there, man. Like there's so many resources. Come on. Oh my gosh. Well, we almost just died. Barely alive right now. Chill. Whew. Definitely some wands there that I did not get to check out. How much health are we at? 200. This may be enough to go consider our very first heal. Yeah, we are definitely in one-shot range, that's without a doubt. Going to kill the alchemist for infinite heals, that is the goal. I still have lots of this zone though that I would like to explore around. What is that right there? Oh! I always tell you guys, check those flasks. I'm always telling you, I'm like, dude, I was like, check the flasks because they can pay off. People all the time, they doubt me. They're always like, I never get anything good from that shit. That's what it's all about, baby. I'm afraid to dig right there. That is a flask of Healthium in a no holy mountain run. That is actually insane.
Streamer luck.
That is not streamer luck. It's called streamer skill. Mods, make sure he respects that or ban him. And somebody said something about missing a heart. Oh, that one that I shot earlier, did it drop down and I forget to grab it? Oh, I'm just so nervous of doing something that will break that flask.
Could you imagine?
I do not want it to break.
That's called foreshadowing.
Watch this, Luce. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up. If I spray it like this. There we go. So we still are going to be able to get lots of heals from it. It's just going to be a little bit more of a pain in the ass than I was originally hoping. But still, we're going to make it work. It was... Yes, I know, it's lame that it broke. Didn't want it to break, but... sometimes that's how it goes. You guys were laughing, but... I told you I could fix it. Siam and Mikion will make it so that we can get like an infinite supply of this stuff. Essentially, we lost 2/3 of the flask. There's a little bit left there. I'm going to leave it there for now. Move that to a better spot now. So this is Matosade. The reason that this isn't as exciting is that these worms are not eligible. The devs programmed it in so that these worms cannot drop hearts. Which, I know, it's pretty lame, right? And that, the first couple of days when they added in the spell, the worms were eligible to drop hearts. It was just, they found it to be too OP, so they nerfed it by making them not able to drop hearts. They actually did several different nerfs trying to shut down different strategies that were possible because of this. But the resulting one was that there are some really obscure spells that would have some weird interactions with Matosade. Instead of it functioning like it's supposed to, it actually results in a single worm spawning. So what we're going to do is we're going to use one of those interactions that results in the single worm spawning, because if you can almost like break the Matosade and get one worm instead of many, the single worm is like the regular worm in Noita that has a 50-50 chance of dropping a heart. So the way you do that is basically, like I said, make a placate spell, cast the worms. Now, normally you only have 2 charges using the placate. If you ever don't have enough mana, so the placate, what it does, is going to cast 5 copies of the projectile that's after it. So 5 copies of this projectile, or Matosade in this case. Matosade costs 225 mana. So if you just did 5 times 225, that is how much mana is needed just to cast these 2 spells alone. Not to mention the fact that I'm going to be throwing in other things on top of it. So what's going to happen is, while trying to cast the Peplicate and the Matosade, it's going to run out of mana and not finish it. This is good. If you finish the whole combination, it will make the Matosade lose its charge, or whatever spell that has charges, it will lose its charges. But if you interrupt it by not having enough mana to complete it, the Matosade keeps its charge. Matosade, we still have 1 charge on it right now, and we're going to use the Peplicate. And because the Peplicate currently has 0 charges, we're going to use something that can mimic the Peplicate, which is the Gamma. Gamma casts a copy of the last spell on your wand. Last spell is Peplicate, so Matosade. So this is going to cost 40 mana, plus it's going to take the 225 mana and multiply it times 5. Point is, this wand does not have enough mana to cast all the Matosades that it needs to. So whenever we cast it, what's going to happen? We get a single worm. 1 worm. Now, it would be annoying to farm the hearts in this way where we just keep going, single worm, shoot the worm. But I'm going to try to be somewhat efficient if I can, and I also don't want to make so much of a mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a method that actually will insta-kill a worm. And I'm sure you guys have seen this before. Actually, here, I'll leave this there. This is exactly as we had it. Just move them a little bit to the side. The frozen melee. And what happens here is whenever you summon in, well, you've seen a freeze melee, right? Let me just make sure to... Let's flop the little tentacle out for a moment so people can see it. Blip. Blip. So this tentacle has a freeze on it, and a lot of things in the game, including the player, can actually be insta-killed by a frozen melee if you don't have melee immunity. That includes the worm as well. So what we want to do is we want to do a frozen melee, this right here, at the same moment that a worm spawns, so that we can freeze, worm spawns, boom, gets hit by the insta-kill method. This was our method to summon in the worm. I was just doing this a second ago. Freeze melee, but we need this to happen at the same time. So if we put this down a double so that the tentacle and the gamma will fire off at the same time, I'm not sure the result will be perfect. Let me see. That's not bad. It's not bad. The problem is it kind of gets stuck on the player. Let's say that, because a second ago what I had done is I put it like this, and it didn't work for a moment. That's because, remember, the Matosade in this setup of the Gamma Matosade is very expensive. So it actually will drain all the mana before it can even reach this part of the wand, so it's unsuccessful. So in this scenario, the tentacle will always be successful. So we'll be doing this in the desert, and the worm corpse pretty much vanishes, not instantly, but you know, after just a moment or two. And the reason for that is because the desert is hot, worm corpse is frozen. All right, so now we're in the desert area. I believe the heat should still be over here too. Yeah, you see that? See how the worm corpse, like, because it's frozen, it just dissipates into liquid so quickly. He hits me with the heartaches, right? And the issue, the reason that you may have never seen this strategy before as like a method for farming infinite health is because the timer eventually runs out. So you'd have to run over here, grab up the hearts, all that kind of crap. What has changed is that now with cessation in the game, whenever you cast cessation and you return, you see that all the heartaches refresh. So 3 of these, right? This heart is normally worth 25. Because of 1 heartache, it goes from being 25 to being worth 50. Because whenever this expires, it will double my health. Second one will take it from 50 to 100. Third will take it from 100 to 200, meaning this 25 health is now worth 200 health. So we were at 1,925. We should be at 200 additional health, meaning we'd be at 2,125. Yes, everything making sense? What we're going to need to do is we need to prep a lot of hearts ahead of time. So while we are listening to these booms and whatnots, we're going to be slaying some worms. It's worm slaying time. Alright, this is a good amount of hearts, right? This is a lot of HP. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, I don't know, 1,000 HP, and we're going to make it so that our character goes from 2,125 HP to billions of HP. So much that the game will not even try to tell us how much HP we have because the number will be so large that it can't display it. It will just say infinity. So let's do it. Let's go. So the last little piece that you need to learn to fully grasp today's challenge for the infinite HP is that whenever the heart mage is hitting you, yes, I can use the this thing here to reset the timers. And so you're just like, just let him stack forever. Like there's no reason to ever have him stop hitting you. The problem is once your health bar is below 10, so currently have a max health bar of 8, any more stacks that he hits us with, we don't benefit from them. It doesn't allow you to. This is why this is kind of a mechanic that the devs allowed to happen in the game. They knew about this happening, so they made a special rule where once your health bar hits 10, the heartache stops gaining from it. Stressful? Yes, it is pretty stressful. Usually when you do this, you'd want to have like saving grace and extra life. Well, saving grace wouldn't be that helpful, but extra life, things like that, make it where it's not nearly as scary.
A few minutes later.
There we go. Here you go. 14 HP. Let's see what happens. Bloop, 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 bloop. 14 HP, 2. Easy, baby. Easy. Don't burn all the fungus. I need this. Okay, okay. They're kind of stressful. The numbers, like, so massive just popping up. I'm like, oh god, I'm panicking. Alright, we're bringing out the Mimicium. Here's to hope I don't puke too much in my flask. Snow. Oh, shit. Was it healthy? Oh, yeah, the snow. Snow, snow, snow. It's white healthium. I think it's just kind of bugging out a bit. It's if you do a mod restart of the thing. Holy shit. We got a little bit of healthium in here, boys. Got our flask. Oops, I'm puking in it already. Blood. Oh man, blood? Did blood turn to healthium? Oh, the meat realm. Genius. Nope, not yet. Yep, there it is. Yep, let's see. Holy shit. So the meat realm, the reason we're seeing so much healthium is because whenever you destroy the meat in the meat realm, it bleeds a ton. But the blood is, you know, not blood anymore. It's healthium because of the fungal shift. Though, the thing that kind of sucks whenever it says blood to healthium is actually the player bleeds this like special kind of fading blood. And you won't really get a heal from it, I don't believe. If you grab more blood, though, that may actually help it so that you will see the significant healthium bleed. Alright. Infinite HP. Boss doesn't even stand a chance. Doesn't even... I didn't even mess with my build at all. I left it as a basic little bitch build, because I know I could just keep shooting directly at him. Why would I ever stop? I have infinite HP. I will walk into every shot that you do. You don't scare me. I'm not afraid of you. Fear me. Hold up. Don't worry. Hold up. Hopefully we make it out of that area in time. Actually, wait, we have to go down, I think. Because the lava flowing is going to turn into gold, which is going to disrupt me escaping. So remember, when you lock in the wind, you gotta walk away from the center point. If you're curious where we're going for the Kiwi boss. Okay. Top right portal. Portals look pretty cool, don't they? Top right. Takes us here. And the Kiwi boss does mimic our health bar. That's why the boss says he has infinite HP, because whatever health you have, the boss has. This was what makes it so difficult to fight him, because he'll kill you. Infinite HP versus infinite HP. Unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Who's gonna win? It's a tie. GG chat. Thanks for the claps. Appreciate the love. Our health is our health bar's messed up. Negative something craziness. If you're curious, this is why if you ever want to have a best record that's a really high number, you have to push the number so high that it doesn't become infinite, because the moment I think it becomes infinity, like as an infinity symbol, it kind of like bugs out and gets all jank, so it doesn't record it as your best.